Hey, hi, my name is Deanna Lough, and I'm a reading specialist in the state of Delaware. And oftentimes in education, we are pulling, research and work from other fields. And one of the things that we frequently hear as an educator is, what's your why? We're always asked, what's our why? And this has almost become a running joke with educators when you are at your most stressed out, when you are experiencing really difficult situations and somebody says to you, what's your, have you reminded yourself of your why? And it's like the last thing that you want to think about when you feel like you're underwater. It's kind of the same thing when you're overwhelmed and somebody says to you, have you tried using a planner? It's the same basic gist. And so as I was exiting a principal preparation program and continuing on my journey into leadership, I was really kind of struggling with what this needs to look like for me. And one of the things that we are frequently asked is, with a particular issue, do you want to make this the hill that you die on? And I would sometimes think to myself, okay, maybe it's not the hill I should die on. And then the question becomes, what is that hill? Like, what is the thing that is going to give me the direction and kind of dictate, what my own internal compass is? And so, as I have been trying to figure that out, what really helped with Worthy Educator coming into my life was it really helped me to figure out all of those things that I might not have been able to put into words, but I knew inherently in my gut is the direction I needed to head in or the right thing to do. And so I I really helped to kind of figure out my why, my hill to die on, all of the educational phrases we like to throw out there. And so doing that work with Walter and Gretchen was really helpful in that. And it helped me to figure out that if I'm going to press for something that I think is the right thing to do, I understand now why I'm pressing for the right thing to do. And it is because, internally I know it's the right thing, but also too, having that why gives me the direction that I need to head in. And so that's been, helping me to kind of figure my way out, my way through. So one of the things that Walter did with us in the very beginning was he had this, this boat and it's like you have to kind of think through things that are related to this, and so and kind of using that as almost a metaphor that was the it helped us figure out the way. And so all of those wonderful things went into that boat that I now feel like I might not be captaining the boat completely on my own, but I feel like I have some say in the direction that boat's headed. I would say if somebody is kind of sitting here on the fence thinking, is this something that I want to do? I will say you'll get two major things. One major thing is an understanding of what your internal compass is, where you think the right direction is headed. It'll help you kind of put those pieces together. And the other things are just the kind of support that you might not be receiving in your own building. One of the conversations I have with educators that I've connected with over social media is, we oftentimes do not have the level of support in our own building that we would possibly get from somebody else. And so over the years, I've connected with other educators across the US and around the world because we just weren't receiving the kind of support that, we needed at that time. And so this group has been just a wonderful support for that. And it's helpful to have people to bounce ideas off of, that are invested in your journey, but not invested in your feelings. So they're going to give you the perspective that they see, and they're going to do it in a way that might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but ultimately in the end, you feel like you're doing the right thing, and you're heading in the right direction. So I would say that, for anybody who is, in a situation where I was, where you're putting some of those pieces together, and that could be a teacher who is 3 years in, 5 years in, 15 years in, 20 years in. There's not a time that you're going to be ready to move on specifically. I know people who were in the classroom for 3 years when they decided to move forward with, certification to become an administrator. So it's not necessarily about the when, it's about, more so when you're ready and when you kind of feel comfortable. So I would say for anybody who is in that same kind of position that I was, this is going to be a great support. And, Walter cannot make himself more available. It's been a great support, and, helping me put some words to some places that I felt like I needed to go with my life. So that's, I can't speak highly enough about the Worthy Educator and my time within it. So thank you to Walter and Gretchen.